Hello, everyone. Going live at the end of the day just to catch up, answer a few questions. I know I had a few requests of people wanting to go live with me, see how that's all working out for me, making sure that our connections are good. Go ahead if you want to join me. Let me know. We'll go live real quick. Johnny Carney, what's going on, my friend? Blaine, welcome. Danny, hello. What's up? Breeze. Everybody, let's see. I want to test out here my live, make sure we're good. We'll go live real quick. Let me know how everything looks out there. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Hello, my brothers and sisters. Thank you. Come give me some questions. Go live with me. We'll see exactly who, what, where. Make sure the connections are good. Good. Anybody out there, how's it look for you? Let me know on my team. What's up, everybody? Give me some questions. Let's get this thing going.
I'm not too loud, am I? I've got the AirPods on, but I'm not too loud, am I?
No, you're good, man. You're good. What's your question? How can we help?
First of all, pleasure, Mr. Meltzer, man. Pleasure, man. Pleasure to be on board.
It's an honor to talk to you. What's going on over there? Give me a good question.
I'm from the UK, so we've been in quarantine there for probably about 6 days, man. But wow.
It's a change of perspective, isn't it?
Massively. I've got a couple of businesses and a young family, right? And only in the last few days have I realized that I'm glad I've worked hard, honestly, for the years where all my friends were kind of relaxing a little bit and I was always head down. And then I look now and I think, wow, thank God for that, man. But David, ain't it the first time ever in the world, doesn't matter what color, religion, status, wealth, we're all in the same position. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I think it's important. Mindset is so important. I had a good conversation with Wim Hof about this, about strength, about health, and about happiness. And my mentor, one of them, his name's Bob Proctor. He's in Canada. Bob is a great coach, but he's always taught me that during the Great Depression, more millionaires were made than any other time. And so those people that have the right mindset not only can stabilize and help other people, but create opportunities for other people. One of the great things about creating great wealth and having great health and great strength is that we provide opportunities for others. We allow things to come through us for others, and that we really have to understand the opportunity that you have to not only support your family, but reconstruct, reengineer, and repurpose your culture, your family's culture, your society's culture. You have a young family, their life is going to be different, and that's okay. And through this, a lot of really good things are going to happen, and we just have to stay strong, stay focused. What made you different than your friends before this is going to be what makes you different after this. And
I agree.
That's where we really have to focus. So everyone out there, focus in on the strength, focus in on the health, and most importantly, focus in on the best virus in the world, which is happiness. The more happiness we share, anybody that witnesses happiness, and it strengthens everybody's immune system. So keep that mindset straight first, and then be as productive, as creative, as innovative as you can. Stabilize your environment. This will end. Time is just compressed. It will end. You're going to be fine. If you need anything, you just reach out to Uncle Dave, all right?
I'll tell you what, you're going to laugh, so I'm going to run off as well. I'm more harder to get hold of now, and I find it harsh, but obviously my close family and that, I'm always in touch with my friend. I'm working some crazy stuff. David, I'm going to DM you, but I'm never going to ask you to, I'll never message you after that DM, but I'd want you to check something out. If you just remember my name. After that, honestly, I'm not going to message you back.
No, please. Always message me, man.
I
want more people engaged. Thank you. I'll talk to you
soon.
Please.
Check it out, and I appreciate your time. Love, take care.
Love, take care. Health and happiness. Christian, wow, thank you. Everybody, thank you so much. Let's answer a quick question. Maybe get someone else to go live with us. How do you stay consistent when achieving your goal? How do you stay motivated? All right. Consistency and persistency is crucial. I have to distinguish motivation from inspiration. Motivation is a short-term effect of getting going. Nothing happens until I move. Inspiration is long-term, right? I'm consistently always connected to the greatest source of energy, light, and love, always. And so I'm an inspired being trying to practice ending fear, to clear that connection, to bring that energy and light and love and lessons through me and share it without the corrosion, without the interference to others. Motivation is short-term. Fear can motivate us. It will never inspire us. Fear will suck the energy right out of you in the long run, but it absolutely can inspire, motivate you. We deal with inspiration. Inspiration will carry us through this with strength, with health, and of course, with happiness. Thanks so much. Let's see what other questions we have. Anyone going live with me? We'll check and see who's on here. Oh, I don't know why that switches over. I'm going to get to see that I'm working in a closet. I'm the first one to go into the closet. What a great studio this is. Looking to see who's here. Waiting and waiting. Come and join me, everybody. Let's get another question going. How do you understand and practice meditation? First of all, meditation has a variety of different forms. You can get mentorship on meditation. You can get an app on meditation. But the key is 2 minutes of meditation is worth 2 hours on a Saturday. You got to do meditation every day. Let's go ahead and got a special guest, it looks like. I can't believe he's joining me here. Let's see. Colin O'Brady. Talk about, oh my goodness.
What's up, man?
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
You are a madman. I can't believe you and Jesse Itzler are doing the calendar challenge. Is that what you're calling it? Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, you're a little bit breaking up.
I was going to say.
You're good now, yeah.
All right, yeah, you guys are doing the calendar challenge?
Yeah, so it's called the Calendar Club. So it's you run 1 mile for the date of the month. So today was just 1 mile, no big deal. But tomorrow's 2 miles, April 20th, 20 miles, April 30th, 30 miles. It's 465 miles total in the month. But also, we're inviting all sorts of people to join and participate with us. Even if you don't want to run the miles, you can do kilometers, or people doing like virtual teams. So they're splitting up the miles between their families and friends. So it's all to participate. And Jesse and I at the end are going to donate 10,000 meals to the first responders, the nurses, doctors, the people that are fighting the good fight on the front lines of this coronavirus. So it's a fun thing to do, kind of coming together, but all running separately, but coming together in the digital virtual world. So.
That's super good. I'm going to join the calendar club, but I'm doing yards, and anyone that wants to join me, I'm going to donate money though, because, you know, I am so appreciative of the old first responders that we're all traditionally understanding. And I've had so many family and friends who are in hospitals right now, jeopardizing, putting themselves into harm's way to save lives, including people that I know that are just sitting there holding somebody's hand. You know, so many of our loved ones that get sick, they have nobody there. And, you know, I have friends that are volunteering to go console people and hold their hands. So I'm not an endurance guy. I run 3 miles a day, but I will do, I'm going to sprint it. So I'm going to sprint.
Good. You're going to sprint those yards, man. You're going to go hard. No.
456 total yards. Any old effers like me out there, any short twitch muscle guys like me, come join me. Ed Milet, I challenge you. I'm going to sprint every single yard myself.
Yo, if you sprint 465 yards flat out, that's going to be a hard sprint, bro.
I can do it.
If people are interested that are watching, you can. There's a link in my profile. That's the sign up. We've got hundreds of people all over the world doing it, posting about it's not too late to join. So if you're interested, check that out on my profile. We would love to have you. It's a fun thing that we're doing this month.
Yeah, it's a really generous thing, and it just shows you how we can find the light, the love, and the lessons. I always say we're in the midst of a miracle, and it's a matter of mindset. Guys like you and Jesse especially have such a tremendous mindset to do what you do. You know, I can usually outwork anyone. I call it activity I get paid for.
Yeah.
But, you know,
I like that.
The stuff that you do is incredible. What are some of the best tips that we can share? Because mindset is so important today to keep the strength, to keep the health and the happiness going, and knowing that we're going to get out of this, like you, stronger and better than we've ever been.
Absolutely. You know, obviously, I guess I'm most known for my physical athletic feats. You know, I have 10 world records, whatnot. And people always ask me, you know, what do you train? You know, you train your legs, you train your biceps, you train your arms. But I always say the most important muscle that any of us has is the 6 inches between our ears. It's the mind. It's something that we all have the ability to train, to cultivate, to work towards. And, you know, really in these trying times, I'm not going to lie, look, like I think we're all in our whatever, our lives are interrupted, disrupted, completely falling in on themselves. Is there fear? Is there anxiety? Is there that? I think, yes, absolutely. We're all feeling that in some way in our own lives. But we also have the ability inside our own minds to, you know, choose our thoughts, choose what goes in and out of there, choose to either lean into that fear or to lean into the positivity, to the light. Like you said, the silver linings in this, you know, the fact that the world at this moment is going through a tough time, but we're all kind of also coming together to fight a common enemy, a common goal. And so, you know, I believe that the power really is within our minds to find the silver linings and to shift our mindsets towards the positive, because when we do, we all have reservoirs of untapped potential that we can achieve extraordinary things on the other side.
Yeah, another word, and it works in the physical realm. You know, I've been blessed to work around some extraordinary athletes, world record holders, Super Bowl champions. But I love the word of the day, which is seek what you want. I find, you know, people you're seeking the wrong things right now, right? The mind is so powerful. And if you seek the superpowers within you, if you seek the superpowers within other people, if you seek the positivity, if you seek the light, the lessons, and the love, that's what you're going to find, even in the most compressed times of uncertainty like we're in right now. And I think the most focused people that can achieve these extraordinary things, you know, like running 465 miles, but you have to have intention. It's not just paying attention, it's the intention of seeking. And so, you know, for you, how do you stay focused in that mindset of being able to, with all the distractions, all the chaotic things, and you have your own practice of fear, right? Everyone, they think that guys like you have no fear at all. You know, you can just do it all, that you wake up happy 100% of the time. You know, how do you actually stay focused and say, look, I don't need to watch the news all day. I got stuff I got to get done. What's the keys or the tricks for you to stay focused?
Yeah, I know. I think it's super important to think about. First of all, you talked about fear, and like it's not about being fearless. If you had no fear, there might be something wrong with you, but it's actually taking the different fears and inputs and really kind of synthesizing, not amplifying them unnecessarily in your own mind. But for me, it's like I love to set big goals. I believe that we can all set big, massive, audacious goals in our life. But I think too often people will set some goal or come up with some massive dream, you know, having a beer with their buddy and, you know, we should start this company. It's going to be massive. It's this great idea, this, that, the other thing. But then they go wake up the next day and they sit in the room and all of the fear and the doubt creeps in. Oh, maybe it's not that good of an idea. What if we fail? I don't actually have that much background in this. That's not going to work. And all of those little things chip away at you and they never even begin the process. For me, I think mountains are a great metaphor. It's my world, but I think it applies to everything. Like I love to stand at the bottom and stare up at the summit. I have climbed Mount Everest, so I know what it's like to stand at the bottom and look at the top of the tallest mountain in the world. When you're standing there at the bottom, it looks impossible to get all the way to the top. You're like, that could never happen. That's like starting your business. All it is an idea on the whiteboard, and you're like, I want to have $100 million exit one day. Well, let me tell you, there's a million steps between then and towards the end. But that goal, that summit, you have to want that no matter what the market conditions are, no matter what is going on in your life. You have to wake up and want to do it. Did any of us expect to be trapped in our homes with coronavirus right now? I certainly didn't. I was actually supposed to be in the Himalayas climbing right now with my wife. That's not happening, clearly. But my goals and my passions didn't just completely evaporate because of the market conditions of this moment. So whatever it is you're working on, that strength in the mindset, your question is about how do you keep motivated? It's what you committed to in that moment, in any moment, should be able to take you through the many seasons of life. So you wake up with that passion for it. Do you need to adapt, evolve, pivot, shift in this moment? 100%. But if you would set the right goal in the first place, you are still determined to get through all of the fear, all the doubt, all the anxiety, all the ups and downs, and get to that proverbial summit.
You mentioned two really important things. One is the ability to have these humongous goals, but to connect the dots backwards. I mean, even take the calendar club, right? You guys have put math to it. You've connected the dot backwards. It's a big and audacious goal. It's a lot of miles, and it's impressive. And for me, it's a lot of yards, but I'm going to do it. but I connected the dots backwards. My life goal is to empower 1,000 people like you, right? I use this platform. I've been blessed in my life, business-wise, family-wise, health-wise. But if I can find 1,000 people like you, 1,000 people like Jesse, that can impact 1,000 people, to impact 1,000 people simply to be happy, healthy, and strong, those three things, which you have that capability, it's not an audacious goal because I've connected the dots to say, in my lifetime, I'm going to find 1,000 Collins that are going to do this for me. That's over 1 billion people, and that's a collective consciousness. I, the humble little middle-aged guy, have come up with a goal that could change the earth. And I think people don't connect the dots backwards. They're not realistic about their goals. They haven't planned it out. And the one thing, and I'm going to let you end on this one, but the one thing that all these great people that I get to talk to, and the great people like you and Jesse and others that do things to provide value for others, it's that you guys and you women out there, you must be what you can be, right? No matter what the circumstances are, there's something inside of you that says you must be what you can be. And when I talk to you and I, study you and all the things that I've been able to do, I'm like, here's a guy that must be what he can be. And that's going to show and shine right through with all these lessons of these times. And you and your wife will be at the top of the Himalayas before you know it. And you and Jesse will be very sore after you run 465 miles. And I will be very sore after my 465 yards. What do you think that secret sauce is, though, as we finish up? What is that desire to must be what you can be?
I mean, I think that we all have different, I think of it as an art piece. This might sound a little bit strange, but for me, I think of what I do. I used to think of it as sports. I want to win, I want to this. But actually what I realized, we are all creatives. We are all expressing. We're all painting on different canvases. That could be music. That could be traditional fine art. That could be sports. That could be entrepreneurship, business, love, etc., whatever that is. But it's finding what it is inside of you and expressing that fully on the canvas of your own life. Too often we are limited. I'm going to come back to the mindset, but too often we are limited by the limiting beliefs within ourselves and often within our communities. But I love what you're saying there about a collective consciousness of the human spirit. 1,000 people, I talk about it as the ripple effect. In my book that just came out a couple of months ago, The Impossible First, there's a chapter called The Ripple Effect. And it's based on this idea of like, I want to live my best life. I'm walking across Antarctica by myself, something no one in history has ever done. But I'm sharing that with the world to have a ripple effect of positivity to inspire other people to take on the impossible things or perceived impossible things in their life. And I might hear from a few people that I impacted or inspired, and I hear from people every day, and I love that. There's also thousands of people I never heard from, but their ripples impact their community, impact their community, impact their community. I just love what you're. Excuse, my phone rang. Yeah. But at the end of the day, when we fully express ourselves, when we live our best lives and we share our stories with the world, and that could be with the world, that could be to the 5 people in your community, the 2 people at your dinner table with your family, that could be to, hundreds of thousands, millions of people on Instagram. It could be anything. But when we do that, we uplift and we inspire each other, and we are all stronger together, I believe, when we uplift that.
That's awesome, man. And don't forget the candle analogy. What you're talking about is we all are a candle. We
got Beto O'Rourke in here, man. What's up, Beto? Shout out to Beto O'Rourke, Texas. I hope Texas is doing well, my friend.
There you go. Yeah, so the candle analogy, as we finish off, what you're talking about is everybody's a candle and we have our light. If you only hold on to your own light, it's going to burn your candle all the way to the end. You are a candle. You're out there lighting other people's candle. Your candle never burns down. And that light needs to be shared. You are absolutely a light, man. I can't wait to get you. I know we're going to do our podcast as well for entrepreneurs. You're incredible. I'm joining the Calendar Club. Tell Jesse I'm in for the yardage. Anyone that wants to join me, let's all donate a ton of money, more meals for the first responders. Let's give them all our support and love. I appreciate the time, Colin.
Yeah, appreciate you too, man. Thanks for having me, and look forward to the podcast. And everyone, keep doing big things. And if you want, join the Calendar Club. Link in my bio. David's running the yards. You could run kilometers. You can do it on your bike, whatever. But we want to have as many people involved. It's amazing community. So it's day 1 today. So sign up.
I'm going to put my shorts on right now.
Yeah. Take care. All right. Sounds good, man.
Take care, man. Thank
Bye.
you. Happiness and health. Colin O'Brady, what a guy. This is incredible. Everybody's doing their part. Look, let's keep the right mindset. I had Win Hoff today. I had Colin O'Brady, incredible people all day long. Blaine Bartlett on LinkedIn Live, one of the world thought leaders. I'm going to be joining the world's greatest motivators, Les Brown, at 5 o'clock as well. Let's keep sharing the light. Everybody out there, Beto, Josh, Tim, thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll be back on tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Appreciate Colin for coming on. Appreciate everybody else for joining me. Bring back those questions. Come join me tomorrow, 8 a.m. Pacific time. I got to jump and go run a yard. Come join the Calendar Club with the Sprinters edition. Dave Meltzer, have fun. Take care.